bengizothi akhipha wonke nje ama icons, Twitter and everything, yeah, even YouTube. So I know we know what you're talking about. The last session of Facebook, we benile session yetu because beina some F for Facebook, we're not allowed to use it. So Facebook why bena yanga wazo uchi ilokos. Are you ready? 3, 2. Are you on already? Okay. Last time when we met, we spoke about how to access finance, but there's a part esingazange sifike kuyona and namhlanje sizokhuluma ngayo. But I also want to, which is what you call the fulfillment of the conditions precedents. Okay, it sounds like a very big term. It's basically a legal term. Conditions precedents. In the banking sector they call them CPs. So they're called conditions precedents. Some solution now, conditions precedents. Conditions precedents, okay? So we call them CPs. So the CPs, they company, their company will basically look at clear, but like just to give you an example, do you have operating license if you operate a garage? You understand? Do you have EIA? Do you have my payments are relevant? Have you done the engineering review? Have you done the EIA? Are the insurances in place? Equity commitments in place, security required in place. Let's say mhlambe uboleka imali ebhenki, ibhenki bese lithi okay, unomuzi sizothatha loan sizothatha umuzi wakho as a security. You understand? Okay, so they will then make sure umuntu legal must make sure ukuthi all those conditions akasenza isibonelo. Angithi ngenizwa ngento ekuthiwa i letter of intent. Okay, so ibhenki lizothi okay, sifuna letter of intent for which is process application yakho. That's fine, but letter of intent is not enough. Uzodinga ukuthi so let's say mhlambe i-credit committee uzothi sizokunikeza imali on condition uzosinikeza i-contract. You understand? Okay, sizokunikeza imali on condition you will use umuzi wakho as a security. Sizokunikeza imali on condition when the EIA kuleyo site le. EIA is environmental impact assessment. Sizokunikeza imali on condition. So that's what we call conditions precedents. So in other words, before the loan is disbursed, you've got to fulfill those conditions. You understand, Abazalwane? I didn't understand because of when I understand that. Before, it's approval loan yakho. You're excited. Glory to Jesus. Was the testimony la, sambongo nkulunkulu. But imali ayikafiki ku-account yakho. Ngeke zifike until all the conditions the credit committee ababekile are fulfilled. So there has to be fulfillment of the CPs, conditions precedents. Shout once more and say conditions precedents. So lapho ke kusuke ngasebona abantu baka credit, kusuke ngasebona ama loan writers, kusuke sakwabantu baka legal. Okay, legal usazokwenza sure. So it's a legal process. Usazokwenza sure manje ukuthi okay, labantu laba they fulfilled all the conditions that were stipulated by the legal department, sorry, by the credit committee. Niyabona umehluko bazalwane? Okay, so uma ukuthi kufanele umuzi wakho uthathwe as a security, so they have to register a second bond, okay, against umuzi wakho. So that process of making sure which a second bond has been registered kumele be completed before they disperse a loan amount. Unless, okay, unless, listen to this, there are exceptions. Unless i-loan izohlukana igabe imbili. Kuyenzeka kube khona isigaba sokuqala la izothi khona sizokunikeza imali yokwenza EIA and all the relevant studies. You understand? Okay, so noma i-EIA ingekho bazokwazi ukuthi bakunikeze leyo ngcenyana imali. Kodwa uma kuukuthi ayidingeki, sorry, i-loan nje is just for umsebenzi waleyo business kuphela ayihlangene nama-studies, then they will not give you even 1 cent. You understand? Usuze wazotestifya la kanti imali ezokwazi ukuphuma ngenxa yani yokuthi you have not fulfilled the conditions. Okay, sizwana bazalwane. Say mhlawumbe usupply ugovernment. So usupply ugovernment in toilet paper. Okay? Usupply ugovernment toilet paper. You said you went to get letters of intent. Bazothi okay, sizokunikeza imali on condition you get a contract. So sekumele uthole contract ke manje. Sizokunikeza imali on condition kade uthi ngizosupply uSpar ngizokwenza ukuthi nokuthi that's fine. Sizokunikeza imali on condition you prove ukuthi. So one of the key things before you celebrate abalekile is ukuthi check those conditions. Because if you don't check those conditions, a loan will not be dispersed. Okay, sizwana bazalwane. Why benza njalo? Do you remember the example of science? Simply because they want to make sure ukuthi imali kaMkhize ye retirement iyabuya. So they like you, we call umuntu a jockey. They like the jockey, you know, they like you as a jockey, as a person, or zoqala business. Kodwa they just want to make sure that all the conditions ababekile we are fulfill. Shout once more and say conditions precedence. Okay, so that is that. Ewasala ngiya summarize nje because I want to do more things namhlanje. Namhlanje I also want to talk about how to structure your business. You see, what I've found is ukuthi abantu une business elihle, it's a really good business, but it's not structured correctly. Really, you know, it's good, it's making, it can actually make a lot of money, but it's making imali encane njengamanje because it's not structured correctly. Let me just give you an example. Typically, business ngilihlukanisa kuma categories awu-3. Sizokwenza ama-examples njengamanje. Kuma categories awu-3. I-category yokuqala is an informal business. Shout and say informal business. Informal business has a lot of money. Okay, don't undermine them. The taxi industry is not a formal business. It's making a lot of money. It's making a lot of people rich. You understand, Bazalwan? The stokvel business is a very informal business, but there are a lot of people who are making a lot of money from it. It's a 40 billion rand business, stokvel in South Africa. So but it's informal. So it's not formalized. So there is informal business, but can you sell an informal business? Can you say, I'm putting a value which in 10 years' time is obviously worth this much, I want to sell it? It's not easy, eh? Okay, maybe it's not a definite no, but it's not easy to sell an informal business. It's not easy to put a value and say, in 10 years' time, you can say, I want to grow my informal business to be worth, to be making a turnover in my lengala. That you can do, that you can say, but it's very difficult to sell it to the market. You understand, Abazala? Okay, so the first category is informal business. The second category is what I call corporate and government. Okay, corporate stroke government is in company in the private sector, kungaba government. Okay, then the third component, number 2, the third component is what I call retail business. Retail, it's basically where you sell, you know, but in a setting where you formalized a business lago, but on a retail component. I will explain again which in conduct. Every time you build a business lago, you must always check these 3 things. Is my business informal? Okay. And how, if it's informal, it's making money, great, don't worry, don't touch it, don't touch what works, just try to formalize and say, how can I then corporatize it? how can I then, by corporatizing, it includes both the private sector and government. And then number three, how can I then, make it retail so that I can have more interface with more people. You understand, Bazala? Okay, so now it's threefold. I guess this bonelo ke manje. Ake sithathe umama ngengisho kwicamera. Umama, okay? Une business yaqashisa. Okay? It's currently informal. You understand? Okay? You know, uyafika umuntu, okay, kuphele 2 months usehambile, kuhlale umunye, kuphele 6 months usehambile. Now the next question is, how can she make her business either be retail or yokuqashisa or corporatized? Now, the corporatized component in this instance will be ukuthi the same thing anayo, but I can say DUT. And then I say DUT, ginema room of 50, okay? Would you consider ukuthi ninginekeza a 3-year contract? And then she's got experience, okay? Now, would you consider giving me a 3-year contract? Yokuthi ingane, it's 50 beds, ngemali engaka njalo ngenyanga, etc. etc. Niya understand bazalwane? Kuzoba khona Wi-Fi, kuzoba khona lounge la ingane izohlala khona uma zingafuna ukufunda. Sorry, uma zingekho emakamele nazo, kuzoba khona lounge, kuzoba khona nekhishi nama bathrooms are common. Niya understand? So all the requirements are now our meet. Can you see now you've corporatized, not corporatized, but you've now using the corporate market. You are now accessing the corporate market. Whether it's government or entity, ungaba ne sense mhlambe ehulumeni kunabantu abafike khona abazosebenza on a specific contract abahlala la basuke eGoli ngesibonelo bazo commission umshini othize for a period of 1 year. Bafuna ukurana lo mshini bese bethi no akunankinga sizomqashela indawo embali. Can you see now we are offering the same service ekade informal to a corporate such as somatekisi. The somatekisi usa supplier service manje ku checkers uthatha abantu bakhe ekseni abayisemsebenzini ntambama ababuyisele ekhaya. Yabona, it's now corporate, so there is now consistent income coming from a corporate or government. Can you see umehlo? Now, if it's a 3-year contract, umama usengathi, well, I'm not selling a building anymore. I'm selling a contract. Now, can you see the difference? She can still own the building. Actually, no, I don't want to run. I'm a student. Let's say, okay, Spamandla, would you like to run this contract? I just Spamandla, yes, okay. I'll still own the building. So ngizogrendisela wena Spamandla ngemali engaka. Wena Spamandla now uzokwenza profit. Wena uzorana ingane, wena uzokwenza show wife yasebenza, uzokwenza show mabe ngakho akudingi ukuthi bangakhokhi ngoba bakhokhelwa yini iDUT. Niyangizwa bazalwane? Umama can say, oh, God, it's too much for me. I want you to take it. So let's say mhlambe i-rental ekhokhwa iDUT 300,000 rand ngenyanga, okay? And then koda wena akunikeze at 220. I just want my 220, no stress. She still owns the building. The building is still worth 20 million or 10 million, whatever the amount. 500,000, 1 million, whatever the amount is. So the value of the building hasn't changed. She still owns the building, but she's still getting a rental. But what is she selling? The contract. Can you see the difference? But can you sell the same contract? You can, but is it easy? Every 2 months. Do you think it's risky? It's not easy. Am I making sense? So you can, in the informal, you're still making money, it's great, but I'm saying, think about now, how can I do the corporatized? Shout and say corporatized. And then the third one, the retail, the example yakhona is ukuthi kade washela abantu informally. Okay? bawashela emakhaya, etc. Now you say you want to have a laundry, then usune laundry yakho usiformal manje, it's retail, sebeyafika laundry yakho sebeyangena. I-retail ilangena khona wonke umuntu, kodwa kune trade, there is always i-retail ila kwaziwa khona ukuthi foot traffic yakhona iyohlezi khona. Am I making sense? Okay, in other words, mangukuthi nje eyitolo kuyazi ukuthi eyitolo kunabantu abangaka abafikayo eyitolo lapho one. If foot traffic yakhona you can quantify it, kunabantu abo 200,000 abafika khona ngenyanga, and nesitolo nawe khona you can prove ngama sales la wenzekayo ukuthi azokuthini njalo ngenyanga ngena abantu kufika abantu abangaka la and bazobuka kumbe njani, and then abanye bayathenga, abanye bayabuka udayisa whatever lento edayisayo, abanye bangena, abanye bayabuka, abanye bathenga kanjalo. So i-proof yaloko ikhona, and there is a point of attraction eyenza abantu beze kuleyo ndawo. It could be in the form of a mall, it could be kudayisa utshwala kune tavern kamakhelwane o33 ngesibonelo. For as long as abantu beye o33 mawungabeka indawo eceleni yokudayisa whatever idayisayo ezohambisana nabantu abayidingayo ebusuku masebedakiwe, then niyangiunderstand abazalwane? Okay, so for as long as, but the risk is ukuthi if leyo nto leyo attract abantu lapho ingasebenzi, which is why it's something like a mall works better, or a smaller shopping center works better, but people will always consistently, again, my shopping center and maintain, then people are not going to go there because I maintain. There could be other reasons against which haven't been, but in my shopping center, people will always go there. So the retail component doesn't have a contract, then a corporate stroke government, or in a point of attraction. You understand? That point of attraction makes people to come for that service, or it's online business. It's just a pure online. There's no point of attraction. It's just a pure online business. People come online. You batenga, because online is retail and bazalwane. Okay, so but the people are online and batenga njalo, and we soon a track record manje a provide which people are tendering. Oh, then guess what? Because people are tendering, soon a track record at 2 years or 3 years, and what's going to happen? They will then but translate that into a retail, because people buy tender. First year is high risk, second year it is cheaper, third year it is because you now have a track record. You understand, Bazala? So every time you think of your business and your business idea, categorize it into these three. The growth your business lako is in any of the three, or in all the three. So if usakala, you say, okay, I want to start nice and informal. Sense sibonelo, ngifuna ukudayisa inkukhu. Ngifuna ukuba nesiluku nje. Nesazi isiluku angithi. Okay, ngifuna ukuba nesiluku seyinkukhu, ngibe nenkukhu ezo 100. Okay? Ngilona udayisa lo makhelwane uma be ingane siphasile esikoleni senziwa leyo nto leyo ngenza manje asayifuna inkukhu okay noma makunamaladi asekhona amaladi okay makunamaladi makunamaladi okay wena udayisela abantu sidayisela yonke umuntu thina asikhethe ukuthi uyokwenzani okay asazi asekubuza nokubuza ufuna inkukhu uthathe mntaka baba asibuzi nokuthi uyokwenzani akuhlangene nathi ukuthi uyokwenzani okay ufuna inkukhu badayisela inkukhu bafuna ukwenza whatever bafuna ukuyenza, and then you say, okay, now I wanna slaughter these cows. Sorry, these chickens. Kodwa manje unayo i-license abattoir. Because awukwazi awungeke phela ukunqume ngalendlela ukuthi uzoyifaka amanzi abilayo. Hayi ngeke mntaka baba uzoboshwa. Mase zo 100 usuzonquma every week 10, 15 per week. Hayi ngeke bazokhala. Igazi lakho lengihamba yabona singenakhala kitchen iyaka makhelwane ngale uzothi uyathakatha futhi uzoxoshwa nesendaweni ukuthi uyathakatha ngenkukhu. So for your own sake ungayenzi, okay? Okay, when the numbers are semaningi, for your own consumption is fine. Uyinqumele ekhaya ufaka amanzi abilayo uyixhuthe, but if usufuna manje ukuformalize, so get proper stuff, kunezinto indlela kwenziwa ngayo ezinqunywa ngayo inkukhu etc. So now usufuna ukumove from 100 to 1,000. Okay, inkukhu 1,000 incane mangixoxela. Yeah, it's nothing. So usungova from 100 to 1000. Awukadingi nokwenza into enkulu lapho ngoba you only need EIA at 3000. Mhlawumbe unaso space emumva bunama backrooms ekhaya. Wathi no lama backrooms ngiyawashintsha manje ngizofaka ama lights wonke ngiyabona indawo engaka ungayifaka inkukhu ezi1000 ngiyabona because it's chicks. Okay, ufake and then faka ama lights uwacishe ngoba ungacisha ama lights phela uzofuna ukudla ubusuku bonke usuku lonke usuku nemini so ufuna ukucisha nasemini kube ngathekise ebusuku zilalele ngoba uyasiforce zilala kanjalo so but it's now 1000 now I want to go to 10,000. Can you see you are now growing so dayisa lo spa so dayisa lo bani etc. So you've got to start somewhere, start small, grow, you start informal, you grow to corporate or in retail, or like vice versa, you grow to retail and then grow to ilokuzana. Okay, so that's how you have to always structure your business. Okay, so now there are two other things engifuna ukuzikhuluma namhlanje. I know ayikho into frustrator njengokuthi ngangenze example. There is a gentleman uCharlie Manga. Hayi manga cha kuyena uPorter ngingaze ngithi uCharlie Porter. Charlie ngazi noma umenga noma asethi umenga, okay, or menja, I don't know, it's MANGER. This gentleman is a partner ka Warren Buffett. Nyamazi Warren Buffett, one of the top 10 richest person on earth. Charlie, at the time, he was 92, 3 years ago, in 2016. He's 95 this year. Charlie, they were doing an interview. He's still in business and he's healthy, obviously. Typical kehla. But Charlie, actually, you see, Bambuza Bati, do you think you could have made more money than you have? He's worth a couple of $100 billion. Okay? Achu Charlie, you know, had I learned something that I learned now, I would have been a better person. One of the problems is that I stopped having a mentor. If I had a mentor, I mean, who can mentor a multi-billion-dollar like him? You understand? So what is he saying? He's saying you never stop learning. True, there are people who know better than you. There are people who know 100 times better than me. There are people who know 100 times than the person who mentorisha. We all have something to learn from each other. So namhlanje, I want to spend time ngikhuluma about the importance of finding someone also guider in business. Ego, unfortunately, sonke. I used to have another mentor, another mkhulu. Saxabana naye. Because nganginenkani. Okay, reflecting back, umkhulu was right, nangiyarong. Okay, I want to do certain things. Watch umkhulu, ungatatazeli. Don't uzozenza kodwa hayi manje. Put certain things in place. Umkhulu ngamduba. Okay, but reflecting back, I'm realizing, unfortunately, usasoka la eThekwini usebuyele eGoli. Retire. Reflecting back, I'm realizing ukuthi I was wrong at the time. That was about 5-6 years ago. Am I making sense, Bazalwan? Okay. He was right. Umkhulu had been in business. He always reminded me, young man, you called me because you think I can add something to you. I've got 56 years experience in business. 56 years. I only age experience and I. So every one of us needs a mentor. Shout and say, I need a mentor. Okay. Now, finding one is, a mentor will help you, with a lot of things regarding a business, how to, the direction of the business, what kind of products to lend, or marketing. A mentor will help you with a number of things. You understand, Bazalwan? Finding one. So I want to give you 5 key things to look for a mentor. Number 1, find a successful person in your industry. In other words, if your industry is fuel retail, I'm not the right mentor because I know nothing about fuel retail. You understand, Bazalwan? You need someone who understands that particular industry of Noma Okuyona already. Am I making sense? Okay. There were people I was approaching this week for us to invest in a particular business for 2 reasons. It's because so I invited someone Sizoko investor in that business because I thought it was a good business, but it's in the medical sector. I know absolutely nothing about the medical. I know about generic business issues. I know education. I know a couple of others, agriculture being one of them. But if umbuza about medical sector, so what did I do? I invited someone to come. This happened, when was it? Last week, Friday or Thursday, and then Friday last week. Sahamba sayobabona. Fast forward, it does appear that we might have a transaction. The point is, I had to rely on him and his opinion because he's an expert. He's younger than me, far less experienced in business than me, but it's his sector. Am I making sense, Bazalwan? You can never know everything. Admit ukuthi angazi konke, and njengoba ngingazi konke angithola abanye abazongisiza. I'm 43, he's 40, he's 14 years in business, I'm 23 years in business, Gimshia 8 years and 9 years in business. But guess what? In terms of the medical sector, no matter 2 years or 3 years, he knows better than me. So find an expert in that area to be your mentor. Okay. So typically someone, or sometimes kunokwenzeka kungabi umuntu ngisekulweni point lokuqala kungabi umuntu osebhizinisini kwayena, kodwa kube umuntu oyi-executive noma o-senior kulelo hlobo lomsebenzi alenzayo. That person can still add value kuwena because uke warun a business laleyo nto leyo. You understand, Bazalwan? So therefore, noma ekwazela ukurun lelo business kungelona ibusiness lakhe kuyisemsebenzini, kungaba ugovernment, kungaba i-private sector, it doesn't matter, but that person can add a lot of value kuwena. So number 1, find an expert in your area, an industry expert. Shout and say industry expert. Number 2, someone who believes in you. Okay? Someone you'll make this thing work. You'll make it work. Or who personally believes in you, believes in your story, believes what you have, what it takes to make it successful. You understand, Bazalan? You've got to find someone or you are going to make it work. So, also obviously, also dedicator is cut, because there is no point of being mentored by someone on the last cut. Okay. 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 Ongenasa isikhathi. Omamba ncane. Unayo themba noma ngikimelela? Olalela. Okay. Mangikimelela kuzoba right? Okay, ngizo emaila. Okay, number 3, sorry. Okay. It's just that title, finding a good mentor. I'm saying email it. And then number 3, engage a mentor early before taking major decisions. Don't take major decisions and then find a mentor, because then lapho usudinga not a mentor, usudinga umuntu ozokusiza to restructure the business, and that's a different set of skill. Get someone who understands your business, If you're not sure about the person, please come to me. I'm here to advise. You know, a generic business advice. I'm not an expert in your business. You understand, Abazalwane? I'm more of a coach than a mentor. So I will coach you to say, okay, Jangamanje, who say early stages of a business, this is what you need to do. Make sure that you are catalog, etc., etc. And then, but as the business will cooler, you need a mentor who is an industry expert also in that industry. I am not an industry. I may not be an industry expert in that business. You understand, Abazalwane? Okay, and then engage the mentor early. That's number 3. Number 4. Sometimes as a business will cooler, because as we are small businesses, we are not here to build small businesses. We're here to build businesses for wealth. Am I talking to the right people? Am I talking to the right people? We're here to create wealth. Okay. Am I talking to the millionaires and the billionaires? Aha, that's the spirit. Okay. So another way. So as the business grows, have non-executive directors. Okay, as part of your corporate governance. But when your business, depending on the kind of business of Oglona, you can then, it's another way of finding a mentor. So you can have a non-executive directors as a business little cool, sell upscaling, sell everywhere, and you know, who will hold you accountable? Just to give you an example, use a little bit board meeting, Nama Funders Age Old Mutual, and it's chaired by a local professor, also UKZN, Professor Hugo. Okay, so we appointed him. He's a non-executive director. I know him, but he holds me accountable. And then there are 2 other non-executive directors from Old Mutual. They all hold me accountable and say, what about this? What about that? What about this? Abazalba koka, yes or no? Mabenga koki, yindaba la abazalaba 15 abakokanga. Kwenzeke kanjani? How are you going to collect leyo mali? You understand, Abazalwane? How are you going to? So I've got people who are holding me accountable. They are experts in the sector, in the education sector, but they're holding me accountable. But I can pick up a phone anytime. You remember I told you, I think a few weeks ago, we commissioned someone to do a study and their grade 9 exits. That person or Caesar, Professor Longimishoy. So he's done a study. Tomorrow, okay, tomorrow he's giving us a presentation on the results. He emailed us. I haven't had time to read the results. I'll read them tonight. Tomorrow, Tambama, he's giving us a presentation on what are the results. But the results are saying there's a big market because of their 1.3 million learners at Kalayo, they always say between 40 and 50% of Abantwana are not supposed to go to matric. Between 40 and 50% are not supposed to go to matric. We are forcing Inganzes to go to matric. Why? Okay? It's not everyone who's supposed to go to matric. So what do the others need to do? They need to exit. Bahamba boyenza landscaping. They need to exit. Bahamba boyenza all carpets. They need to exit. Bahamba boyo fix and they need to exit early because they don't have. I mean, a couple of kids, shame. You know, there's about 5 or 6 assist. But super. Kodwa uyabona ukuthi asihluphi ngoba sehlushiswa ukuthi zikandile. They are nice kids. Both amantombazane nabafana. Lovely kids. When you sit down with them, they engage meaningfully. They're doing great things in the society. But guess what? The frustration yokuthi ngila kuyafunda ngepace ethize kodwa mina ngikwazi ukubamba ngaleyo pace. Are you stupid? No. I'm bright. But what is the pace yam ayonela? So what do I need to do? Ngifuna ukudinga ngiphume la ngihambe ngiyokwenza lento uNkulunkulu engibizele yona mhlambe ngezandla ngiye endaweni la ngizofunda khona ngepace engekho fast. So what are we doing? The normal education system iforce ingane ukuthi zenze njani zifunde ngepace elinganayo zonke kanti asiphiwanga ngendlela efanayo sonke. Khona abanye kudinga basebenze more ngezandla, khona abanye kudinga bahambe oshaya ama keyboard, khona abanye kudinga bahambe bayo kwakha izitulo, bayo faka ugesi. Ngiyangendstand abazalwane. Early siba prepare early sibone ukuthi ba gifted kuleyo area leyo. So that is what has happened. So I've got those 3 people, they hold me accountable. Every quarter when I have a meeting, even in the middle of the quarter, they call and say, what's happening there? We see it, why? They're holding me accountable. So as the business grows, have non-executive directors who are going to hold you accountable on finances, hold you accountable on operations, hold you accountable on resource allocation, on staff. You don't willy-nilly who are holding you accountable. You understand, Bazalwa? We all need someone also hold accountable. Now, to be held accountable. They just want to run amok and do their own thing. Now, if your business is so you need people to hold you accountable. Are you still learning something? Okay, now, then I want to share the last point. Sometimes your mentor, sometimes angenza all sorts of different things. I just want to share a story. I had my first mentor ever was an economic advisor to President Mbeki, who resigned on 2001. So between 1996 and 2001, he served his 5-year term, then we resigned. So my resign and ngibone people now ile ndoda esiresign ngiyifonela ngi-track it down ngize ngithole angazana sazana asikaze sibonane ngiyifonela hey ngusibani bani bla 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 ngicela uzongimentorisha available nje now lo mfana waKwaZulu Natal waseLimpopo this guy udlala ngami angikhulumi naye ngikhuluma ne-PA yakhe hey phela isonto angangibishiye number yami akangiphendulile phinde ngifone ngusibani bani pum akangangiphenduli no the following week I think I must have called 4 or 5 times but okay thumela email I can't even remember ngabhala ukuthini whatever ngayibhala lapha angayiphenduli okay and then ngiphinde ngifone ngithi ayisengiyithumela email kuhamba kanjani kuthiwa hey hayi no athi Mr. Ngwasheng okay ahlangane leMpopo ngine-board meeting eWaterberg. Drive. I went all the way to Limpopo. Ngisuke eMaritzburg at the time ngangihlala eMaritzburg. I drove 8 hours ngiye Limpopo. Guess what? Mangifika khona ngahlangana naye during a tea break ngo-10 for 10 minutes. Yandod ubani ya ngayichaza okay wenzani ngenza ukuthi nokuthi and then so ufunani kumina ngifuna ukuthi nice akangideleli cha very nice okay that's fine thatha number yami okay that was a major achievement. That's the only thing engabuya nayo we excited. Yes, I've got his number. Okay, the point engizama ukuveza ukuthi keep pushing unless ethi no. For as long as engakathi no, keep pushing. Okay, and then he said here is my number sizokhuluma. He said okay, give me your company profile ngithumele. I drove all the way from Maritzburg to Limpopo for a 10-minute meeting. That's what we call determination. You want it, go and find it. Okay? I can tell you now, akekho umuntu obona omunye umuntu esebhizinisini ambone njengomuntu ohluphayo. Ngiphinde leyo nto leyo I think angikho clear. Akekho umuntu uma umfonela ufuna i-business advice okubona njengomuntu ohluphayo. Uhleze ezokubona njengomuntu odinga. Yes, sometimes some of you bafona ngi-return call 3 days later. It's fine. It's simply because ngibhijekile ngaleso sikhathi, but guess what, mangikhumbulile ngizobuyisa ngaleso sikhathi ngibuyisa ngayo. You understand? But it's not because angifuni, sometimes it's simply because isikhathi asivumi. There are hundreds of other things. So my point kuwena is keep pushing. Ungabi demoralized by into ezincane. And finally, my last point before I move to the next point. I'm doing very well in terms of time. My last point, so there are 5 things as we look back. Okay, find a successful person or an industry expert. And then number 2, find someone who believes in you. Number 3, engage a mentor early before taking crucial decisions. Appoint among executive directors. One can act as a mentor, and do not give up on your mentor. Keep pursuing him or her, even if he's not responsible. Even if corrigible, as long as engashongo ukuthi no. Mangashongo ukuthi no, qhubeka. Cela uzela kumina. As long as engashongo ukuthi no, ngicela nje focus kumina. Yeah. And as long as engashongo ukuthi no, then you locals. Yeah. Okay. Can we move to the next point? Okay. Now, the next point is I'm missing. How often do you meet with your mentor? You meet once a month. What are the issues and what discussayo? Okay, as paleni themba ngisho unawo lama issues to monitor. Ngicela ungikhombisa lapha. Okay, issues to monitor. Progress on action items in the last meeting. Okay, hold accountable ukuthi last time uthe uzokwenza ukuthi. I wonder if there is one person othabiso bias angimfuna umuntu othe uzokwenza into basethe angitshela ngama excuses awu 20 uthi akwenza kangangani. I actually don't want to mention that person. I actually don't even want to be your coach because you're just full of excuses njalo. I want people abathi ngizokwenza lento le ngizoyenza, and then they push, you know. They keep pushing. That's what you want. Akube ukuthi ngizamile ngahluleka. Ngiyabona amahloko bazalwane, I tried and I failed. Then ukuthi ngizokwenza ukuthi kwangenzeka. Okay? So uzokubuza ukuthi what's the progress on the action items of the last meeting. Number 2, progress on achieving the strategic goals. What do you mean by strategic goals? Okay? Strategic goals, every business must have like not more than 5 or 6 goals. If you know what to achieve. Every business must not have too many. Okay? You understand? I listen to Sponel. In my sector, which is the education sector, it's learner numbers. Okay? 2, profit per learner. Okay? 3, class sizes. In other words, makukhona class elinabantwana about 12. Instead of 25 or 30, I'm losing money. You understand? Okay? Because same teacher, libe 30. Hey, I'm making money because lo 16 I'll some costing load. Lo 18 Can you see the difference? So the size of the class to me is very important. So the average class size is important. If my average class sizes are 16 learners as an average, I'm not making money. I may be making enough money per learner, but on an average basis, I'm losing. Am I making sense? Because each class has 16 learners, and uthisha ngimkhokhela leyo mali leyo. Imali samile. Uthisha akazothi ngoba ingane zo5 namhlanje akunankinga ngolitheke salary card. No, uthisha ngimkhokhela leyo mali ngimkhokhela yona. So if the class size is small, I'm losing money. So those are some of the key things. And then obviously the dropout rate yabantwana. If kukuthi ngiqale nabantwana aba 100, funa ngiqeda unyaka with more, ngingashiya unyaka with less. And then what else? Non-financial. I don't know, but sure. So those are like your key strategic goals. So the mentor will then say, what are the key strategic goals? What is the progress that you are making towards achieving your key strategic goals? Every time you meet, in fact, I'm talking to you now. In order to monitor whether you're making progress in your business, look at them at least once a week. Look at your strategic goals. If you don't have strategic goals in your business, go and make them now. Because it means to shoot from the hip and you have no goal of what you achieve at the end of the year or in 5 years or in 10 years. Am I making sense? So it's exactly, it's like in life and say, I'm 43, in 50 ngifuna ube sengachieve ukuthi you may not achieve everything ufuna uachieve anibazalwane, okay, but at least at 43 benginje, at 47 there must be a difference kulo 4 years between now and 47. You understand? Okay, between 47 and 50 makuba khona difference between 50 and 55. In as much as mhlawumbe ngifuna ukuthi sekwenze ukuthi nokuthi angiachivanga konke lokho, kodwa there is the direction is good. So it's the same thing as you have ambitions in your life, you must also have ambitions in your business, and those we call them strategic goals. Now, don't make them operational. Okay, keep them strategic. Like, strategic ukuthi class size ingakanani. In order to manage a class size, you need enrollments. Angithi? Okay? Kubantu abamnyama thina ke sibelieve ekutheni ingane sifuna ukuyisa high school esikoleni esihle. Primary siyisa esikoleni singekho right. So what do I need to do to convince labantu okuyi market yami yokuthi send your kids to, because ama class sizes ase primary ajwayele kuba mancane. Ama class sizes ase high school ajwayele kuba makhulu ngoba I high school popular ngoba bazali bahambisa ingane e high school. Nisahamba nami? So I need to, if you will follow in our page at Kenan College, uzobona all the, except for one esifake 2 weeks ago, all our adverts eswakhiphayo kwi Kenan College land awengane encane kuphela. All of them except for one esikhiphe last week. All of them awengane encane. You know what this has done? It has created a perception kumzali ukuthi hayi kuthi nami ngayise ingane yami noma ina 7 years. Ngayise because we stopped in high school. Because high school is not a problem. It's not a problem lapha. Class size is mancane. Can you see? Now class sizes zethu asenyukile kakhulu. We now have 2, 3 classes because for the last 5 months we've been consistent in putting ingane encane kuphela. Only primary. We put in as no 7 years, those no 8 years, so we are advertising those now. Uzobona nomzali lokho ibonga hayibo. Lesi ngane encane kangaka zenza ukuthi, lesi ngane encane kangaka zenza robotics, lesi ngane hayi ngeke. Namhlanje ake ngithatha isinqumo sokuthi ngisingane yami. So what are we doing? We are managing the perception yokuthi a good school is for high school. So my activities are in line with my strategic goal of improving the class size. Sengitenge keyboard man. So your activities are now going to be consistent with those strategic goals. So what I do daily must contribute towards the strategic goals. So that's how you achieve your strategic goals. Awuvele wa achieve nje ngomlingo. Okay, we achieve ngokuthi ube intentional, firstly by having them, number 2 by being intentional in your activities in making sure that we are towards them and we will achieve. I just gave you one example. Okay, what else, Chamba, is there? Okay, progress towards achieving your strategic goals. Number 3, high-level discussions on management accounts. Management accounts. Okay, management accounts is basically your financials every month, your income statement, your balance sheets every month, and your cash flow statement. So, okay, are you collecting the money from your clients? Are you being profitable? Okay, Moutaisa ice cream. There are months la uzoluhlekela khona imali. April, May, June, July, 4 months. Uyazi ukuthi those are dead months. Angithi bazalwane, because ice cream abantu abawuthengi except for those exceptional days when kuzoba khona imali ezo abantu abazothenga ngoba kuyashisa or kunjani. But typically, you know ukuthi during the especially May, June, July, August, 4 months, I'm not going to have that much money, so I'm lose money. Kodwa uma lose imali ngo-October, uzokubuza manje ukuthi hayi kwenzekeni. Okay, no, ingoba kufike competitor. But what have you done in order to meet the needs of your customers? When kusho ukuthi uma ukuthi i-customer, ama-customers akho athathwa ilo muntu ofikile, kusho ukuthi ubusuhleli ungasenzi kahle nawe, usuhleli awusekho innovative. Ngiyakhumbula isikhuluma about innovative thinking. Usuhleli awusekho innovative. But for the day you stop innovating is the day you're killing your business. The day you stop innovating in your business is the day usuyibulala, because kuzofika omunye umuntu offerisha something better. We are aware Emla's were the only private school. We are aware that there could be someone ozofika. So we are constantly saying lo ofikayo mayifika. It's our discussion monthly in office. Every month you sit down and say, if ufikayo uzo offer something emlasa, yini engafika offer singenayo thina. We are occupied and obsessed about that. You understand, bazalwane? Okay? So ofikayo yini azoyiletha. We always think about it. And if kukuthi leyo nto uzoyiletha, we say within 3 years funa sasinayo leyo nto. We need to plan for it. Ukuze noma eshiyafika nayo, but because sesenze progress towards planning it. Uma eshiyafika sesingayilotsha noma 70% towards it. Am I making sense? So be obsessed about saying, I don't have a competition njengamanje, kodwa bayeza. Do you know which Coke says water is competition? Angikhulumi ngebottled water, ngikhuluma drinking water. Coke says drinking water is competition. Coke wants you to drink Coke, not water. So Coke has loma adverts lawo njalo wena mawucabanga umuntu o thirsty. Mo thirsty ucabangani? iCoke. Okay, mawuphuza utshwala ucabanga iHansa or whatever. Okay? Okay? But thina singaphuzi mangicabanga think about it, ngiphuza iCoke. Kodwa mawucabanga idrink yini efika kuqala? Coke. It's a brand. They know which it's a very strong brand. They own Sprite, they own Fanta, they own Spaletta brands. Bakhona. Kodwa you hardly see them. They are advertiser. What are they advertising? They advertise Coke. So when you're thirsty, you think of Coke, and then go to the shop and say, angifuni Coke, ngifuni Spaletta. But guess what? Uzothenga, bangisho sefridge la Coke. Awukho fridge la Pepsi, awukho fridge la Coke, usefridge la Coke. Uyabona ukuthi uyofuna iCoke. Bese ayi ngoba ngine choice sokuthenga Stone, but Coke is still making money. But what are they selling? They know their strongest brand is Coke. So what the energy? Yomindlela mithi, ithenga isiphuzo, isikabulayo, isipalaza cream soda sibushelelezi. Nakaje nayigcina ngithi, iyiphi abayidayisayo? Ukubona bona isistone. Ukubona bemarket stone ku TV. Ukwasibona okay Sprite thing bakusenza kodwa naku sabasasenzi. Am I fana konke lo abakwenzi but bayadayisa. You know why? Bane fridge yabo phela. So you go for Coke and you're going to a Coca-Cola fridge. That's how they're driving you to buy their products. So don't rest on your laurels and say, I've made it. You never get old enough and experienced enough. And number 3, whatever product you decide, never stop thinking about how to improve it, how to make it better, how to have that competitive edge. Think about it daily. When you wake up and say, exactly the same thing again, can I survive? Let's say nenzele sibonela ihotela nabone hotel. Ihotela ulibeki la ngekho khona amanye hotel. Ulibuka khona la khona amanye hotel because there is a reason abantu befuna ukuya la khona amanye. So then immediately there's competition. So the next competition makhona uHilton, uCity Lodge nobani. Ingakho sometimes uthola kuno City Lodge, kuno Town Lodge, kuno yini le enye. Ngoka lodge konke ku3. City Lodge, Town Lodge, khona le enye uland. iRoad Lodge. Nike bona kwenye inkathi zisondelene zonke zomakhelwane. eThekwini kune Road Lodge, ne City Lodge, ne Town Lodge, zomakhelwane kanje. Everywhere, you know why? Because there is a reason abantu beza kuleyo ndawo. So they want to be close to where people are. Abazo uRoad Lodge akazothatha uCity Lodge ngoba owner inkampani yayo. Akazothatha Road Lodge ibeka le kwenye indawo. Why? Unless there is a strategic reason yokuthi benze njalo. But bafuna uRoad Lodge ukade imarket ama truck, City Lodge ukade imarket yo soma business, Town Lodge ukade yo soma business nama families. Can you see the difference? Trucking business, ama business, trucking no kwenye ngosho namhlanje la Road Lodge ngoba cheap. Okay? Ilungile leyo market leyo. Okay? They make more money from like Road Lodge than City Lodge and land. The market engalungile leyo. Say cover in Jesus' name. Okay. I guess yebo hayi leyo ilungile. Engcono ngoba yikabe khona Road Lodge ma respect so safe bo mama. isikhona ufuna sanosoqeto yakakhona. Okay, you understand now? So coming back to the point, so the top 3 risks, don't discard. You must always say, what are the top 3 risks facing this business? That's probably the most difficult thing. When I was presenting Israel, when we presented as a team, they presented my colleagues, when they presented 12 risks. Because I don't want less than 15 risks. But highlight the top 3. I'm forcing them to think about a risk. Every business person, I told my colleagues, average 15. Okay, sometimes they present 12, 13, but there was a risk properties, there was a risk operations. There was 13 in Allah, and I think there was 12 on the other side. So in one business, there were 25 risks. In one business, there were 25 risks. Those 25 risks, we are able to say, how do we manage them? Inking at as status writing asas. Wazi ukuthi njani, because most wazi uzokwazi ukuthatha ama ARVs. You understand? The problem here thina sithi angifuni nokuya. Guess what? You continue to make mistakes and you die early on something that could have been prevented and bungaphila for the rest of your life. Ngoba akekho umuntu osashona manje obulawa HIV. Maybe it's a wrong statement. You hardly die simply because you are on ARVs, a now, you will live forever. But in as funu identify my risks, sifuna ukuthi angifuni was kingonongas, and that is wrong. Am I making sense? So identify the risks. So top 3 risks is obviously you can't expect your mentor which you fund all the 25. Nama didn't expect the board is all which I fund the 25. But guess what? I said to them, here are the top 3, here are the next 5, and then the rest. But now I red. Okay, now I red them wasabai. Now I amber, which is orange, and then the rest are green. I'm managing them. But now I red. As I'm managing manager now, but the reality is they are high risks. Because they are high risk, I have to continuously manage them closely. And guess what? Another board can say, we want them to report weekly, reports weekly on these risks, or monthly, so that you can in the board meeting at the February. You understand, Abazalwan? Okay. So touch your neighbor and say, manage my risks. Okay. Then your mentor will then ask you about marketing issues, penetration, development, and then a good mentor, a kind mentor will even ask you about family issues. How is your marriage? Kuhamba kanjani ekhaya? Abantwana basaphila? Kwenzekani? That's, finances, your relationships. Are you going out? Are you looking after your health? Are you healthy? Have you done, if I'm in my mid-40s, have you done cancer, prostate? Have you checked your prostate? A good mentor will ask all those questions, health issues, family issues. In fact, generally, for my mentees, I start with those. With family and then get to, because someone who tense and then they settle very well. You look at all those things. So it's so important that we prepare when you go to your mentor. Be thorough, have all this information and more. So when I'm so how much money did you make last month? We are paying. We have fully computer. Has a computer off. Guess what? You are not prepared. Okay, that to me is the end of the meeting. and I give you a warning and say the next one is the last one, it means you're not taking me serious. I told you the last time the things ain't sting eye. Because for my mentees, I tell them this up front and say, I want this, that, if it's a form. And then that's it. So if you're prepared, the best thing, a very good mentee will compile a report based on these things. A page or two, nice summary, and then an email a day before. By the time we meet, meeting it will be 15 minutes. Because there is a report on all these issues. Profits yahamba kanjena, cash flow yahamba kanjena, iyahlupha lama clients lawan. It's not ihlazo. Don't try and make yourself look good. Don't, because then you are a mentor relies on information actually when information wrong manga. Then you actually correct advice. You understand? So be honest and say we're struggling. Last month we didn't pay salaries. We're struggling. In my life we have cash flow problems because when the clients are kokanga. Be honest and say, and then also okay, what can we do in order to correct the situation? Be honest and say, hey, I launched a new product. Hey, it's a failure in the market. It doesn't look like it's working. Okay, what did you do? Okay, what can we do right or better in order to make the situation better? That's why he's there. He's there to hear about your embarrassing moments. He's there to hear about your good moments. He's there to hear about your flaws or no. Don't give me doesn't like pearl. So that is what I guide correctly. Okay, so progress on the action items last month towards achievement of strategic goals, management accounts. I think management accounts, is your balance sheet monthly, your income statement monthly, and then your don't worry. I'm going to teach you. I was teaching some people recently how to interpret my financial statements. It's the easiest thing. You see, how to interpret financial statements and how to take decisions. It is so easy. Probably before the end of this year or next year. To income statement. In the your revenue minus this, minus that, and then blah blah blah, and then how? Oh, okay, you want an income statement? Okay, but don't take decisions on income statement to pay. You've got to look at the cash flow as well. Here in the cash flow, is it positive? Is it negative? What is the balance sheet? Oh, okay. It's not making a lot of profit, but guess what? The shareholder is so disciplined that his retained income is so much. And I said, I like the attitude of this person. Just because the shareholder has been reinvesting money back into the business over the last 7 years. You look at his loan account, he's reinvested a lot of money back into the business. He's making a 12-13% profit, which is fine, net profit. But we were looking at it on Monday. But guess what? The fact that he's reinvesting about 2.5-3 million rands every year, and the retained earnings in the business are now sitting at about 14-15 million rands. I said, wow. I like this business. The shareholder is disciplined. The shareholder is the shareholder and then we said we were taking decisions in a particular entity. We said, let's give this person more money than I think I tell you. But business because why? Because modest, I get him to tanda kakhulu. We said, but there's potential to grow. No. We gave that person 3 times the amount of the phone. On the basis of balance sheet, income statement as was not a factor. Cash flow statement, government, unfortunately, which more cash flow which is negative. On the basis of government, because you carried over from a cash flow statement straight into the balance sheet. Okay, ama payments angakhokiwe in ilendo, ama receivables. Don't worry. So when you look at the receivables, okay, ama receivables amalenganga. Usho sikhona umuntu in the turnover imalenganga. Usho okay, turnover ku 30 million, kodwa 28 million, kodwa unama receivables out 12 million, which to government. And I said, to the guys, government, Mrs. Zain, but how do you know? I read these things in front of you. That's what I'm going to be teaching you. It's easy. It's so easy. It's like you will teach Nganizaki accounting thereafter in finance, simply because you start looking at these three things. They are the easiest thing ever in your life. Okay? So, it basically, I'm a management accounts, and the mentor will be able to say, your loan account is too high, or in negative, business, and yet in a salary. Or you're doing a great job, you're putting money into the business, your loan account a negative, sorry, a positive, okay, hey, because business she's able to take care. Balance. A manager is able to say balance between those two. You don't want to over invest in the business and then usulimala ekaya kungasadliwa phela manje ingane zoba unhappy sekuphuzwa amanzi le ekhaya sase unhappy ayike into sicela business lababa ingane zolizonda business lakho ngoba sesidla amanzi le ekhaya sesidla uphuthu kuphela ngenxa business lababa. Okay, so a mentor will be able to guide you on those things. Have you learned something today? Okay, so that's what we're here for. We're here to guide you, to make you learn something. And so, okay, I've got new information and gefundile. But I'm looking forward to that Thursday, where I'll be teaching you about looking at the financial statements. Maybe we'll just look at the management accounts and then notes and all those things, because they can get a little bit complicated. God bless you.